Hey everyone, welcome back to the Online Pastry Schools YouTube channel. Today I'm just going to run through the common problems with macarons and how to fix them. So firstly, a macaron is the thing that you think of as the shell that sticks together, two shells. A macaroon is the coconut pastry that dips in chocolate. Obviously a macron is the president of France. So three very different things. Macarons are the things we're going to talk about today, which are the things that people mostly refer to as macaroons. So they're quite a hard thing to master. It does take a lot of practice to get them right, and it seems like every time you crack one fault, another one appears. But first of all, the most important things you need to do with macarons is let them dry out enough to form a skin before you put them in the oven. If your macarons are cracking on top, then try and leave them outside to dry for longer before putting them in the oven. That's normally the cause of that one. The second one I see a lot is macarons that don't have any feet. So that's the bubbly bit around the bottom. Normally that's caused by your mix being too wet, used by losing liquid colouring, or the kitchen is really humid. It can happen as well if the temperature of the oven is too low, but it's more likely to be the previous two if you're not getting any feet on your macarons. So, just be careful how much liquid you're putting in there. And also how wet your mix is when you're mixing in your, when you're doing your mix. If it's really runny and wet, then that could be a problem too. The third most common thing I see when the macaron rises on one side but not the other, and it looks like a bit of a doorstep where it's just like one side stuck to the tray and one side's like that. It happens a lot actually if you use cheap silica mats. So one side kind of gets stuck to the base and then one side rises, and you don't really realise that until you start to pick them off. You realise that it's just the edge of it has got stuck to the mat, and you can't really notice it that much normally, and it takes a while to work out what the problem is. So the easy fix for that is just take a little bit of grease spray and just spray a really light mist across the top. Don't go crazy, just a little bit of a mist, and that will just help stop, if you've got really low quality silica mats, it will just help the macaron to break free from the tray and rise together. Normally though, with that, it's the fan being too high. So if you're able to see it, if you're able to see all the macaroons tilt the same way, then it's normally the fan, because you'll find that obviously the fan's blowing from one side, it's very, very strong on that side, and they'll rise one side, and then the other side will get, kind of get pushed over lopsided. So if you're on minimum fan and it's still happening, then, try and use a small tray and lean it against the fan just to stop any kind of airflow and anything pushing it over, because some ovens don't let you go right down to minimum fan. It's just, full blast, that's it. So you can always just cover the fan with a tray. The last one that I see a lot with macarons is having the little nipples, the peaks, which are left from piping. Even when they come out of the oven, you've got those little top peaks on the top. This is just the fact that you haven't beaten back your mix enough when you're folding in the meringue. So when you're folding your two mixes together, when you're making it, you do something called macaronage, which is when you're mixing it together, you need to make sure you keep mixing the macaron mix until you can put your finger in, pull it up, and then the mix will gently over time just fall back to flat again. If it's still leaving peaks, then just give it another beat, beat it back slightly, just so they spread nicely, because you'll see that when you pipe them, if the mix is too stiff, you'll just end up with, little peaks, and that's, always a really, really common problem you get. So if you have any different problems with macarons, then leave a comment below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. But if you'd like to see how it's done properly on video, then just check out the link below, because we've got a step-by-step video lesson in the pastry school with Laura, who's a top pastry chef in Paris, and she'll be showing you how to make some amazing praline macaroons. So click the link below to check that out, and I'll see you there. And don't forget to subscribe, and any questions or comments you have, get in touch and we'll try and make you a video to answer your questions. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon.